Hey there, it's Lumiere. Welcome to your daily reading for March 2nd and 3rd. March 2nd and 3rd. And oh, that's weird. Before starting this, it felt like the writer Smith Tarot wanted to say a thing, but it's looking like an entirely different deck wants to speak to us. So may I please have the guidance, please, for our highest good? For those watching this in particular, for March 2nd and 3rd. Thank you. Okay. Oh, man, I thought I saw the Ten of Swords trying to come out. I'm going to put that guy back. The Page of Cups. I remember the last time we had the Page of Cups was during I think it was some new moon energy. It was the last time the new moon was coming. In that daily that covered the new moon day. Today, the energy for the 2nd and the 3rd is the cute little Page of Cups. However, he kind of feels a little different. With the other page coming out, it almost seems like this is a time for being and, dare I say, thinking, but like thinking from I suppose a heart space. Thinking from a more longevital space, thinking from a more, I suppose, beginner mind, and thinking loosely and softly but firmly over what our next steps will be. And dare I say, making gentle gestures towards those next steps. It's not necessarily about taking massive action. I feel like for these 2 days, they're good for that sort of cerebral heart connection. This Page of Cups is really cute, but he has an interesting vibe to him. And I'm going to pull some clarifiers. But I want to see what this Page of Cups in particular has to say. I feel like he's bringing us something and also asking us to consider something a certain way. I feel like he actually, what I'm looking at when I see this is, if you go back a couple of readings, I don't remember what it was called, but it was it was the reading where I said something will happen in June. And in that reading was, towards the end, was the King of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and she was trapped. And the King of Swords was sort of coming as a bit of like a savior in some way, a white knight, something like that. I feel like this is what happens. This is someone who comes to offer the Eight of Swords a gesture, help, gives that person who's in their thoughts, because they've been very thoughty words, thoughty. It's like to quench her thirst, because in the Eight of Swords, she's just tied up. She's stuck in that position. She's on her knees. She can't quite move any which way. The sun is there. It's hot where she's at. And this guy comes from the sands or from the sea, maybe walking by, or a traveler from far away or something, and gives her some water to quench her thirst, which she undoubtedly has, right? Being as she's sort of stuck in that position. So it just feels like this is a moment, but it's a moment that has long-term effects. This has been a theme. It's a moment that has long-term effects, but it does something in the moment. So this quenches our thirst in the moment. And as far as what it does for the long term is it helps us in quenching our thirst. It gives us something different to think about. It gives us a different pivot. It gives us something that we didn't have before, something to consider, a gesture to consider, something new to consider, or something different to consider that is outside of our circumstances, right? It's like a different perspective that comes along and says, hey, consider this, and you do take it. It quenches your thirst that you didn't quite know you had, and in that thirst quenching, a part of you is addressed, a part of you is attended to, and that's the part that ... That's the part that ... If I was to guess what that ... is, it's a part that was thirsty. It's a part that was not attended to, obviously, or not attended to. And it's a part that, now that it's been attended to momentarily, is one that we may want to ... something for the long term. And what is that ... The King of Swords is at the top of the deck. Okay. ... is the moon. It's hidden for me. I can't see it. No wonder. ... for the future. But the funny thing about the moon is, firstly, I see this eclipse here. I see the eclipse, and it reminds me of the way I opened up this reading, talking about the new moon, right? How the last time we had this page was in the new moon, and this is more or less this is an eclipse, but more or less what the moon looks like when it's new. We don't see the moon in the sky. And then also, not alternatively, but additionally, it also addresses the whole quenching of the water, where that part of us has more or less been unlocked, attended to, like this woman. Very interesting. Emerging, naked, newly born, but not really newly born, been there the whole time, but now has been given some sort of power, some sort of something for the time being to do something with. And it's also coming from this water. So this watery cup, even though it's from a page, which I'm not seeing a page as something like, I want a king. Like, no, the page is its own power in its right. Sometimes I almost feel like pages are fluid. No pun intended. Pages are malleable. Pages are new. Pages are fluid in that you can change their opinion. They can grow. They can be nurtured. And sometimes you want that in a partner. You don't want someone who's set in their ways like a king or a queen. Sometimes a partner who is a page is someone who can be molded, right? Who can be molded and may want to learn and be eager to learn you and how to have a relationship with you, as opposed to someone who's set in their ways from what's happened to them in the past. Food for thought. In any case, with this, what I'm also seeing here is more fucking water, right? So water for water. And we are in Pisces season. Like, I'm not negating the fact that this page also reminds me of Pisces season, at least in Western astrology. That's the one I play with and play in. So there is a certain, I'm seeing headaches, by the way. I don't know why. He's like, has a hat on, and I'm seeing headaches and this like blockage and this halo around the moon. It's like a halo of a headache, and this light is really bright. In any case, this is a lot. Wow, the dot 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 is unknown. Am I really gonna try and go for it? I will. While the dot 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 is unknown, we're seeing here this tower looks like the tower from the tower, the pillars from the tower. Here they are intact. On the other side, they are not. We see them for what they are, which is hollow, which is hollow. Also, I feel like this dot 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 is a bit of a choice. This is more or less the dark side of the moon, this side of the moon card. It's which one does your eye draw, and that tells you something about what that dot 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 is for you. So for me, my eye immediately goes to firstly the moon, right, the eclipsed moon, and this white light here. So I don't know what that means for you, but I feel like whatever this quenching will be, this addressing of this thing that's been laying dormant inside of you, this, even though it's a little cup, it's looking like it's going to have a big effect, and it may be a big effect that has that's going to show itself in the future, which may be what I was sensing in terms of something for the long term, but still affecting the now in, I don't even want to say a minor way, but in a low key way. So what does this look like? This looks like going to a seminar that you wouldn't normally go to. It actually is something even smaller, something more low key, like watching a program you typically don't. Going to a different restaurant that you typically don't go to. Applying for a job that you have no faith you will get. Like, that's just so out of your league or whatever. It's beginner mind, but not so much mind. It's emotion. Like, not emotion, but it's like, I don't want to say intuitive, but I feel like it's low key. Some of you may cognitively know, like, yeah, you know what, I'm going to do this a little bit differently, or I'm going to do this. But I feel like you may not even, especially with this moon here. This moon is addressing something different. But with the fact that it's a page, and the fact that it's a water page, more so, and the fact that this guy just came out of nowhere, because the king is still, I don't know if he's coming before the king as someone who's coming to quench the lady, and hence she's smiling in this deck. The eight of swords, she's smiling on the one side because she's had help, and now she's kind of ruminating over which path she's going to take. It's interesting. Let me read these to you, and then we'll see where we go from there. Because I don't feel like you're the page. I feel like the page is happening to you. The page is bringing you something. And the page is bringing you something. Is it a new moon that's coming up? Do we know? My gadget is away. Is it a new moon that's coming up? I know there's like something happening on March 5th. Is that a new moon? Let me check. I checked and it is a fucking new moon. The 2nd and the 3rd is the new moon. Like, I think the new moon is the 4th, the 5th, because the new moon is kind of like on several days. Yeah, come fucking through, Luce's higher self. Come through, baby. Let's get it. And obviously there's a lot of water here, so it's like Pisces-y season. The moon, I guess, is Cancer, but I take the moon as Pisces always. It's like the Pisces card for me. So, in any case, tell me, oh, we were going to read that, weren't we? I want to read what the book says about each of these characters to see if they can bring us a little bit more insight. Okay? I do feel like it's not necessarily a time of like major action. I feel like there is going to be some action. I can't deny that there's going to be some action. It's just going to be action based in something else. Action based in either a way that you don't know, right? Like deep action that you'll be moving, that'll be moving through you, and you don't know that it's happening to you, or like low key intuitive, being guided by intuition. I know I was refusing to say intuition with this, but with the moon coming out, I can't I suppose I still don't really, maybe that is the word I'm looking for, but it's not the word I'm looking for. I don't think it's intuition. I feel like it's more so just moving in spirit moving in you, guiding you, and giving you what you need, or giving you the tools, or the quenching that you need, and you getting to decide which way you're gonna go, which way you're gonna take it, right? Let me read this to you, because I feel like that may be okay. A young man clad in court garb. Oh, these guys don't do shit. Small wave, blah blah blah. He holds a silver chalice. This is serious though. I will say the page is typically like really cute to me, and he's still cute. So to me, he's still a benevolent sort of force, but he's a force. Like it's this is this is big. Like not, I don't know. This is not small. This is not pagey. Like this page is exalted. This is one of those secret messengers that comes in the form of kids, and it's like not a kid. Like the kid never, like nobody saw the kid but you. Like that type of spooky type heavy energy that comes in an unassuming form, but this form carries so much power. Cool, creeper. This page is very this page is not a page. Look, the page could be this fucking lady in disguise. Look at him. She's over there in the background, and we can't see that she's in the background. But I don't like her. She a little nefarious. I don't know. We'll see. It's got a little spooky for me. His attitude is gentle, passive, perhaps subservient. That's a front. This is a kind person. Okay. His heart is innocent and his intentions are pure. He holds the cup of love, but the fish symbolizes that this is a spiritual love, not carnal. At least not yet. Keep your pants on. This person prefers peace to passion for the time being. He is content to stay in shallow waters of emotion for now. See? There's something going on here. I know this is the ... because this is what's in that cup. This is what's in that cup. The moon, and this specific moon energy is in this cup, and it's either going to, I don't want to say nourish you or destroy you, but because that's extreme, but it's, girl, we'll get it. I was expecting this to be a short one. I'm always expecting it to be a short one. I was like, I just pulled a tarot card and that's it. Alright, here, you get a better picture of her here. Is she naked? The moon has passed between the earth and the sun, putting the sun into full eclipse. The day sky fills with stars. Near the horizon, the constellation Cancer, the crab, is seen. Okay. It seems the crab rose on the other side of the card. The moon towers are shown to be, open in the back as with the tower card. But there is no rubble, no sense of destruction here. These towers were intentionally built to both reveal and conceal. One side open, one side closed. The imagination has free flow in the place of dreams and visions. What is going on with you guys on the 2nd and 3rd? What is this eclipse of this new moon energy? Fuck my life. I mean, let's not fuck my life. Let's build my life. Jesus. The cycles of the moon. Okay, thank you. Okay, so some hormonal stuff perhaps. are reflected in the cycles of women, and thus the moon card is a card of feminine power. The woman here is the dark side of the high priestess, offering an initiation of sorts. A choice between a bowl of phosphorescent seawater and a glowing egg. Which are you most drawn to, and what does that tell you about your psyche? Remember, rational solar thinking has no place here. The moon shadow has turned day into night. Bitch, what is going on? It's like even dark and spooky outside. I don't want to sleep alone tonight. Alright. Which one are you most drawn to? Let's see. Tell me about being drawn to the phosphorescent seawater. Tell me about being drawn to the egg. Whoa, that jumped all the way the fuck out. So, that's very, very interesting. I think this is so fucking cool. 2 fours came out. One is the king of fours, and the other is the earthly sort of king of fours, in that this is a magician who's lost his way. This is a magician who, either way, this moon is bringing you some shit. This is a magician who's lost his way. This is an emperor who is not doing emperor shit and not building. So if you were drawn to the phosphorescent bowl, you have the emperor in reverse. If you were drawn to the egg, you have the 4 of pentacles in the upright. The 4 of pentacles, once again, is this wizard who's more or less lost his way. And look at that. He's looking at these towers, which could very well be the moon towers. And this is an emperor who's built something, but it's not, I mean, it's just, it's weird. Anyway. Right. I'm gonna pull extra. Do you want to talk? Okay. This is gonna be a long one. I really expected this one to be short. Okay. That's funny. So it is about feminine cycles. I mean, there's a pretty interesting feminine energy, either way, with all of this water, with this lady here, this naked lady here. She's not the star, I can tell you that much. But the energy of the Emperor is the Queen of Pentacles, which is very fitting, and the energy of the 4 of Pentacles is the Queen of Wands. So this helps me understand it a little bit more and softens the energy for me, which is really nice because I was getting a little freaked out. For the phosphorus bowl, it seems like they're active within you is maybe someone who's tired, someone who's given too much to others, someone who has worked pretty hard for other people and hasn't worked enough for themselves. And I feel like that may be more so the gist, that maybe you attend to other people as a way to ignore your own needs, attend to other people as a vice, and that you think that, and not to say that it doesn't work this way, but sometimes there's something about attending to other people and hoping that they'll attend to you. It's like a catch-22 where you adhere to the do unto others, but you don't do it unto yourself because you're hoping that they would do it unto you. It's like a weird, it's a bit of a weird thing where you've given to others and maybe you stopped building for your own world. So this is maybe someone who stopped going for their career in order, their own business or their own sort of life in order to take care of family. And that's not to say that's a bad thing. That's just to say that's a thing that's maybe happened. That's maybe something where you're at. And you're pretty damn good at it. You're good at being able to say, no, 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 I'll do it, Jackie. No, 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 like I'll take care of it, or I can do it better than anybody else can. Don't worry, I'll do it. And you've taken on that much stuff on your plate. Because this is the battered side of the Queen of Pentacles, right? Like her throne has been through some shit. Her throne is not as kept as the King of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles has been through it, and she's presiding over her own kingdom, but it looks like she's maybe spent more time in this side on other people's kingdoms than her own. The Emperor is not building his own empire, he's building others. And so perhaps that's something that maybe is coming up for you. And for this side, if the light of the egg drew you, there seems to be misplaced energy. It's funny because there's a fire here too. It's almost like the Queen of Wands has been stopped from moving. The Queen of Wands she wants to take action. She wants to do some stuff. She wants to move, but she can't. For whatever reason. That's the energy that I'm getting from this. She can't for whatever reason. And because these two come from the same card anyway, I still feel like it's really two sides of the same coin, or just something of the same story, in that she wants to move, but she can't for whatever reason. She's pretty good at doing what she's been doing, which is whatever she's been doing out of her element or out of her own path, that she's kind of stuck now in that role. She's stuck in that rut. Because remember, the Page of Wands did come out. I don't believe he's integral to this reading, but there is something about non-action, inaction, action, passive action that you don't realize is happening, action that you are moving. But it's like, if this was the same person, this would be the back and this would be the front, right? So in any case, for this, I feel like this is someone who, this is a sort of energy where someone is stuck. They are stuck. It's almost like when you've believed the lies people have told you, or you don't go for what you're passionate about, you go for what you're good at. And just because you're good at social work, it's one of those things where I have a friend who's good at social work and took a bunch of social work classes, and so she wound up working in social work, but her passion was XYZ elsewhere, and she didn't feel like she could. It's one of those things where it's like you just kind of find yourself doing something or being something because it's what you're good at, because you're the natural at that, but it's not entirely where your passion is. That's what I'm getting, but it's a sense of stuckness and a sense of lost and misplaced identity in a way. And that's weird. Okay. But I do feel like if I was to merge these two stories and make them come from the same woman, from the same being here, what's in this cup is a sense of that realization. Is it a realization? It could be. It could be a certain realization of, not that I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't know how I got here, or yeah, a disruption. Not like, just not, this is the Hierophant in reverse, and not only is he in reverse, he's on the side of this sort of, not the rebel, but it's on the side of like new doctrine being built. And it's with this being the energy of the moon, it's sort of being calling, this is some shadow shit. This is some shadow work, for sure. This, yeah, in that it's kind of, it's gonna be uncomfortable. It's kind of calling forth and maybe bubbling up some of that stuff that's inside that's saying, how did I get here? Or how where am I? What are we even doing? What am I even doing? Where do I go from here? What are my next steps? Like, what is that? This is a dose of realization. I've been meaning to clarify that little bitch over there. And I mean that little guy over there. Sorry. That was really disrespectful. If there was a page of, I really like the Page of Cups. Like, the Page of Cups is just like the cutest thing for me. This Page of Cups though, girl, this is like, I'm gonna say this, but it's like a Chucky in that it's a child's thing. It's like Chucky's like a doll, right? This is like a child's toy. Dolls are safe and stuff, but like Chucky's a full fucking adult and shit. Like, and it's not that menacing, but it's that energy of like I may be small, but I'm fierce, and I'm not really small. Like, you're looking at me as small. I'm coming in the form of small because that's how you see me, and that's how it's coming. It's unassuming. This is. The wheel. There's so many majors here. There's like the only mundane card here is the Four of Pentacles, and even still, this is a Four of Pentacles where that's a fucking magician who's like interim king, and that power has gone to his head because he was the best man for the role, right? He was the best guy for the game, and he was like, okay, and what started off as like a humble request or something like that became something that he was like, well, shit, it took over his senses. It took over who he was, and who he really was underneath was trapped and laying dormant, was taking care of other things that weren't his, and it's the status quo is being questioned. The status quo is being called out. Shit, can I just call this the new moon reading? Like, I mean, I'll probably do a separate new moon reading, but I'm pretty sure I've been picking up on these energies for a while. It is Mercury going retrograde and stuff. Oh. I do want to say, if you've been having headaches, this may be something that you may be feeling. If you haven't been drinking a lot of water, you might want to also. Nine of Pentacles. Nope. Okay. So, telling me about the Page of Cups energy is the Wheel. Okay, big fucking deal. And the Nine of Pentacles. This is Miss Solo Dolo. Prancing. Giving. Doing. But that's not you. Oh, look at that. The tower's at the top of the... Look. The tower is at the top. This is the tower card, yeah? The tower is at the top of the deck. And this is the side of the tower of the woman, the moon. Next to her, underneath, is the King of Swords, who we've been sort of doing stuff with. In any case, what I see here is you're not the Page of Cups. Maybe if you are the Page of Cups, and if I made this super mundane, if you are the Page of Cups, you're the Page of Cups to someone else, and you won't realize you're the Page of Cups to someone else. They may tell you that, oh, actually what you just said is really something that I need to think about, but I feel like the Page of Cups is dealing out some medicine. The Page of Cups is dealing out some stuff. The Page of Cups is the Nine of Pentacles. The Page of Cups is this lady who is coming from... The Page of Cups is also this, but we won't talk about that. We're going to step away from that. The Page of Cups is shielding this stuff, and also this stuff is in the cup that is in the page, that is in the cup that the page is giving us. And... yeah, the page is coming to rock shit up. The page is coming to move things forward. The page is coming to move things forward. At the top of the deck, we have the Six of Swords. The Page is coming to move things forward. I keep shuffling the deck in the background. The Page of Cups is coming to move things forward. So, this Page of Cups, and I say it was powerful, the wheel, hello, is pretty freaking powerful. And I can't help but notice that this is a 5 here. So we have 2 4s and a 5 with the moon here. So, what does that mean to me? Things, I suppose, ascending, but things also sort of being shooken up. I don't even know what to title this. Like, what is the title? What did I title this? Can we have a little something to bring this in, please? This seemed more like a message than the guidance. Well, okay, what is our guidance then? I mean, look, fire comes out. Exalt it, take it. Exalt it, take it. Notice it. I like this little guy. He's really cute. He's the 7 of Wands. He's adorable. He's like, look, mommy, no hands. That's sweet. Look, universe, I got the stick that you sent me. I got it. Look, I got it, I get it. I get it. A soldier stands smiling upon a low stone, holding a battle staff in his hands. His attitude is that of a conqueror, and the staves lying at his feet proclaim the surrender of his enemies. His cloak and ornamented tunic and belt show that he is a soldier of some rank. Thus victory may improve that standing and take him higher in his career. As the dust settles, he has a good reason to smile. Take it. It's going to elevate you. It just may come at a cost. Just because when I was reading these two back in the beginning, at the top of the deck was the Six of Swords, because this deck stays talking. I mean, and the 10, like it's just always on. There's no way, because look at this burden, and then we got the blowers in reverse. Like, you just shh, be quiet. In any case, the low stone is symbolic of a slight elevation in status, with an implied warning not to exaggerate its importance. It's a step up. It's a step up, but there's still a lot left to achieve. I had another interruption, excuse me. It's a step up, but there's still a lot left to achieve. That said, you can take pride in having succeeded thus far. Excuse me. Let that pride feed your ambition, not your ego. So, let that pride feed your ambition and not your ego. So in either way, with the phosphorus this or the sea salt, because there is ambition and this is ego. This is ambition. The emperor is ambition and this is ego. Alternatively, this is ambition, and if this was ego, it's an ego that's serving in a way that isn't helping itself. It's like a weird ego, which was the weird ego that I was saying earlier, where like you serve others to, not to serve yourself, but like you serve others as a way of kind of ignoring yourself and your mission. If that makes sense. Yeah. So it's sort of an ego thing, but it's like an ego that wants that sort of, not instant gratification, because I don't want to make it sound like serving other people is bad. It's just like the intention behind it, and it's not something that you realize. It's something that's like deep shadow, where it's like, why do you do what you do the way you do it? On the surface, I can do something, you can do something, Jack can do something, Joe can do something. But with what intention is that? Are you serving others so that they can keep you around? You know? So that you prove your usefulness? That they because it's coming from a place of like, low, just kind of cliche word, insecurity, that no one will want you if you don't X, Y, Z. You know, that type of thing. So this could be ego or ambition. And this is ambition, where you kind of go for things where, again, it to me seems like a skill thing that that's there. In any case, this being the the guidance, tarot's so weird. This being sort of the guidance, bringing it home, bring us back to the basics of whatever's coming in, whatever energy is beginning to seep in through you that may be known or unknown, clearly unknown, and maybe in a low-key way that may not be very cognizant to you, but that your body may feel, that your body may respond to. Like, I've been getting fucking headaches, and it's so weird. I was getting headaches a couple of days ago, maybe, in any case, I'm gonna say drink some water too. That could be like a low-key sort of way that things are changing, because I think headaches sometimes, I like to track my own mother's headaches and migraines with the moon. Yeah. And the moon has controls sort of like water and tides and things like that, and we are water bodies. So I just gonna say drink more water than usual. Okay, drink more water than usual. Yeah. Oh God, this took so long. Are you still with me? Are you still with me? Let's get an orc. I don't want you, actually. I don't think. I want one from you. No, you don't want to give it either. Let's get Grandpa. Let's get Grandpa in here. I need my Grandpa. Can you please give us guidance for this, please? One more bit of guidance for our highest good. Por favore. When the moon hits the sky like a big pizza pie, that's amore. Oh, thank God. Yes, this is the best one to get for this shit. Listening, yay. Listening, 8. It's gonna be okay. Listening is the shit. This is about listening. This is but this is like listening, yes, to others, listening, yes, to yourself, right? And not being a bully to yourself and ignoring your own call, be it your body's call, be it your heart's call, be it your soul's call. Not ignoring those things, and it's a time for listening and active sort of reception and opening. And this is the shit I've been talking about for like several fucking days now, and it's been just it's overwhelmingly apparent. And I think I wrote a blog about getting into this state, which I'm about to say. It's the state of listening. It's not about in your quiet moments reading a book. It's not about in your quiet moments listening to music, whether it's Pachelbel, Debussy, or watching Mr. Bean. I'm reading my own life right now. It's not about using that time to watch more readings or learn more of your craft. It's literally about sitting in fucking silence, which is scary because you're sitting in nothing and you're closing your eyes and inviting yourself to explore nothing and just be in nothing, listening. And there's that intuition coming out again. But again, it's not intuition. It's like you're being guided. Nothing. Oh God, this is so big. This has literally been the energy I've been picking up on for quite some time. Are you doing this? We need to do this. Maybe I should do like a thing. I don't know. Maybe for Lent we can just, maybe I'll come up with something. I don't know. I have to think about it. Yeah, listen, right? To this page in whatever form he comes in. Listening to nothing also. Allowing yourself to be moved, to move, and setting time aside for nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's going to be uncomfortable. Embrace that. Get used to that. I'm uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for me to do that. I haven't done it in so long. It's been a while. But, like, I can't ignore the signs that that's what I need to do. So, here's to that. Alright, babes. I don't know who you have to listen to. I don't know what listening for you is about. Listening may be taking someone else's advice. Listening may be listening to someone else on the flip side and giving them the information that they need, as opposed to what you think they need, right? And answering that call in that way. Showing them all of the options, even the ones that are deep down inside them that they may not know about. And allowing them to sort of know what else is out there for them. Man, yeah, this is a big one. All right, keep your light on, and give luck. I'll see you tomorrow.